Darling, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Yes, but it's a positive thing. The Shy Life.
You won't find a cast of characters like this everywhere.
Hello, Paul.
Delicious.
This particular episode of the Shy Life is a little more abstract than usual.
Okay, looks like the hairy guy is ready to record. 3, 2, 1.
Go Shy Yeti.
Oh, I hope he hasn't found out my secret. I think he has.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Shy Life podcast with me, Paul the Shy Yeti. How are you doing? I'm alright. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I had to jump on a train and I'm going out today. Nowhere exciting. Just to pick up a new pair of glasses. Actually, 2 new pairs of glasses. But anyway, I probably won't be speaking to you that much this episode because I'm handing you over to 2 good friends of mine, Mr. Toppy Smelly of the Smellcast and DJ Starsage. Well, as you know, they both appear on the show Matinee, Minutiae. We've talked to them a number of times about the show, and hopefully we'll be talking to them about their 3rd season, which is coming to an end around the time that this episode will go out properly. We have been planning to record another episode before then, but we haven't got back to it. But DJ said to me the other day that they had quite a lot of they do watch parties on Matinee Minutiae, and they record the sort of commentary they make as they're watching the films, and they don't release those necessarily as podcasts. And DJ said that would I be interested in releasing some of the, if he handed me over the files, I could choose whatever I wanted to use, and well, that's what I thought I'd do. So I'm going to have the episode off, and I'm going to share with you some of these clips, and Cuthbert will be here to help sort of keep things going. And well, I'll speak to you again at the end of the episode. So we'll run that theme music. When we come back, we'll have DJ and Toppy and Cuthbert here. Okay, more later. Enjoy the show. Run that theme music.
It's time for my old buddy, old pal from across the channel, across the pond, Paul Chandler, the Shy Yeti.
He's not that shy. Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
All I wanted was a pie.
And then I hatched out of an egg. Okay, bring the mic over. He's ready to record.
It's the quiet ones you've got to watch, you know.
Is it metaphorical? Is it deep? Is it deep?
Boy, he's not all that shy, it's right.
Blimey, Governor. It's the Shy Life podcast.
If you thought that was bad, just listen to this.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to begin.
It's the Shy Life podcast.
He's positively glowing.
Hello, listener, Cuthbert the Robot here. The first film that Toppy and DJ are watching in their watch party is called How About You from 2007. They also have a special guest, Matt B from Chubb's Gone Wild podcast. And it even looks like Mr. Yeti was in the chat room when this event occurred in November 2020. Enjoy some of our favorite moments from the party, and I'll be back in a while.
I'm connecting us to the stream so that we can actually be there for second audio. So anybody who wants to check, I'll also type it in the chat.
Will people be able to go, like last time, to the Univaz stream and hear us yakking?
Yeah, they will.
I'll get on Univaz and see if we're there.
And Toppy, I already learned from last time, the videos are already uploaded and in a playlist.
Excellent. You are awesome, sir. We are on Univaz, so do you want to tell the people in the chat room that if they can hear us
Yes.
If they want to.
Okay. And so, I because I'm an overachiever or a Capricorn, whichever you think, I thought I would put a little panache on this, so I've got some sound effects. Good evening. It is Monday, and it's November 30th, so we're in the new week into the holidays officially. We had our Turkey Day, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, you're just in time for a little impromptu thing we like to call DJ and Toppy at the movies. It's a watch party. And
Fish fingers.
Fish fingers, yeah. So, and if you're...
I was asked to say that.
If you're a Doctor Who fan, it would be fish fingers and custard. Matt might know what that means.
Oh, yes. In fact, that's what Matt Smith is, Doctor Who.
Yes. So we've got...
He was going through his transition.
So if you can hear the sound of my voice also, I have myself and my usual partner in crime, Mr. Toppy Smelly. Say hello.
Hello.
And also the ever fabulous Matt of Chubb's Gone Wild.
Hello.
Ooh, and in the chat room, Shy Yeti says that we are live and he heard fish fingers. So, gentlemen, without further to-do or ado, I'll go ahead and start the film.
Okay. Shy Yeti, thank you for your card. Your thank you card. I got it. And you're welcome.
Here we go. So this film came out in 1995, and I don't think it was a very wide theatrical release because it's a not rated film when you look it up. And this stars Joss Ackland and Haley Atwell, and she got to play Agent Carter for, I think, Marvel. And this also has...
DJ,
yes?
you're cutting in and out, so I don't know if there's anything you can turn off that's maybe soaking up the...
Let me turn my volume down.
Brenda Fricker.
Does that sound any better?
Well, you're going to have to keep talking.
Okay, I'm going to keep talking here. So Brenda Fricker, British... fabulous gal, and Imelda Staunton for you Harry Potter fans, the daft lady in pink, and the wonderful, not quite dame, but fabulous Vanessa Redgrave, who actually turned down an opportunity to become the honorable dame. She's one of those fabulous folks who does all sorts of volunteering and believes in worthy causes. And, well, she got herself in a little bit of trouble with the public back in the 70s when she did a documentary with Jane Fonda about the Middle East. Now, this is set in the Northern Ireland.
Okay. I'm going to move my mic closer because...
What's all this?
I can't be heard.
Hi, Ellie, how's it going? You should have heard.
Your cost a fortune to send you to college. Now you want to work as a skivvy?
A hygiene technician. And it's temporary.
It won't work. It never works.
You guys, we are all hygiene technicians.
Especially during the pandemic. Now, these two are sisters. If you're listening in the streaming server, Matt will be joining us sporadically. There's real world coming through the force field.
And I'm trying to get Dan to go with me, too.
You're not still going out with him, are you?
2 years now, thank you.
I just don't know what you see in him. He always seems so...
So this film came out in 2007, so it's already 13 years old.
Is this American made or UK?
I think it's a UK production. That would also possibly explain the not rated rating.
Freezing in here. You don't seriously expect me to wear this?
Now this is her estranged boyfriend they just looked at.
10 minutes downstairs. Oh, and Ellie, do something with your hair.
Oh, that's so sistery.
Mm-hmm.
Get out!
Uh-oh.
You move everything and I can't find it. And I know you're stealing from me. Go back.
This was my father a few months ago.
Oh.
When the home health aide was there.
Complete with a turban? Because I know how you smellies have that gorgeously long locks.
Can't go out with one
Oh, yeah.
earring. Get back in my room and find my earring.
But I cannot find it. Maybe Ellie could find it.
Ooh, Ellie.
She probably just did.
Whoopsie.
Oh, this lady's a gem. I don't know the actress's name, but I'll let you enjoy.
I already love her.
Hello.
Honey.
Never think he was once a judge of the High Court, would you? Quite brilliant in his day, apparently. You don't look like someone who'd work in a place like this.
You don't look like someone who'd stay in a place like this.
And I never thought I'd end up in one.
All right, you Doctor Who kids. Tommy Hashbrown says,
Very nice to meet you.
seem familiar, these faces.
I'd like to continue taking in the view.
In some ways, this almost seems like a UK version of the last movie we saw. Sort of.
Oh,
That Hazel does not want to be bothered with
Home for the Holidays.
to me.
And there's Vanessa Redgrave, for those of you hearing us. The grande dame of our film.
I want a balcony.
I'll put that on your request list next time we have lodging together. In the chat room, Mr. Shayeti says, is Brenda in her bra this movie? We had a little trauma in the last film, Matt. We had a scene that looped, and it featured Anne Bancroft in her Cross Your Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Toppy was scarred.
Oh, wow. You look really beautiful. Where's this taken?
He was jealous.
Morocco.
She was a wild child.
Expected for young lady in those.
They did that. That was in vogue then, back then.
I can get you some.
Before the Reagan administration. I love knowing older people who have these pictures of themselves from their youth. It shows you who they are inside still.
Sorry, nurse has been
Yeah.
complaining about you again. Said she had to serve breakfast by herself this morning. Where were you? I was with Alice.
I have photos of my grandmother when she was a flapper.
Anything else?
Oh.
Oh.
That explains a lot.
When was the last time you took a holiday?
Flapper.
All that money you got when David died.
Do you still wear that Marcel wave in your hair?
Do you think I bought this?
My grandmother and grandfather were partiers back in 1918.
Oh, so they lived through the Prohibition.
Yes, but oh, I know damn well. They knew where the speakeasies were.
Oh.
And they danced and danced and danced.
I have it on good authority that Hubby Billy's grandparents tripped the Light Fantastic themselves.
Mm-hmm. Aunt Tappy is based on my grandmother.
Hubby has pictures of his grandparents' outings, and they also included hunting and fishing trips with other couples.
Shake and pour. Don't forget the olive.
See, I imagine this is the inspiration for Shayeti's Agony Aunt. I'm forgetting your aunt's counterpart in the UK, Toppy.
Bettina Dupre.
Oh,
It's
yes.
a tiny bit of grass, and it's for Alice. Oh, it's
The poor girl never got a single letter.
What are you doing? You do this again. And if you've any more drugs, get rid of them.
You just don't think, do you? You know, if you want to mess up your own life, that's fine. Just don't try and drag me down with you.
Yeah, you don't need my help for that.
Oh, you always have the smart answer, don't you?
It helps her with her pain. She's dying, Kate. I was trying to help her.
Trying to get me closed down, you mean? Please. I'm going down the toilet.
So I think this is how they do it in the UK. You can sort of have a boarding house like this that's sort of a boarding house / nursing home. And I think this is how they do it there.
Oh, as opposed to a corporately run assisted living place?
Well, I'm sure they have those too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Europe, UK, they do things like this. because it gives, obviously this woman gets money to have them there. And if you have a big house...
Enter Joss Ackland in the background there on the patio. And, it's interesting, Top, because I believe a few years back, I had our friend Matt on the call with us here, and I we had a conversation about the UK show Waiting for God. And this should be playing the next installment on the playlist here. Bear with us, folks. I don't know why it's not just going right to the next one. Oh, I have to hit automatic, apparently.
Like the Pointer Sisters.
But, Matt, do you recall that? We had a discussion about the British series Waiting for God.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Fabulous series.
So I would imagine that Vanessa Redgrave's character is some form of likeness to that lady. An homage, if you would. And I'm sure that Paul Chandler, Shayeti, may know what we're talking about.
I wouldn't want to play either one of them.
Oh, tactics, my darling, as our Donald would say, tactics.
What is that? My father's very competitive.
That's Imelda Staunton from Harry Potter fame, and
I was going to say she looks just as evil as ever.
I was telling Toppy that she did a rather fabulous production of Gypsy where she played Mama Rose.
See, that's a competitive person. Oh no! Jesus.
Oh.
See, someone gets their eye poked out.
All fun and games.
So Sandy Duncan gets her eye poked out.
Oh. Well, you'd know if it was Sammy Davis.
She reminds me of, oh God, American actress. Brenda, no.
DeVacaro.
Kotex.
I love Brenda Vaccaro.
Would you give me one more chance, please?
She was in Speed all those years ago.
Oh, Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I love her.
Oh, that's my father, too.
Is that how Mom reacts? She has new teeth, apparently.
Doesn't she sort of look like Brenda Bullock? Or whatever her name is.
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
Well, I think you were saying that about her sister that was in the scene before this.
Oh. Maybe I was.
I discovered this film with a niece one holiday season when she was basically getting free babysitting at my house while her mom went shopping. And I just opened up the Netflix, and there it was, and I said, Vanessa Redgrave, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But the journey that this young woman goes through in the course of this film is just very heartwarming, and it makes you sad for folks that maybe don't give the time of day to their elders.
She sort of looks like Holly Hunter.
But no finger in the pie this night.
Well, I don't know. Still something.
Oh, jeez, what are you doing in here?
Your nerves are in a bad way.
You shouldn't be in here. You certainly shouldn't be smoking.
Your concern for my health is so touching.
But Janet has been writing now for the last 15 minutes.
Go.
Can't wait to see what she's been saying.
Or
Each room.
or if she fell asleep on her keyboard.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Man, I believe it about you, the way you work.
Do you want to see a film? We could get a pizza.
No, I don't. It's Saturday night. I want to go out. Look, why don't we go?
You're mad.
Kate, it's been 5 years now since David died. How do you expect to meet anyone
Well.
if you don't get out there?
I think that explains how she became in charge.
It's funny how differently people respond to loss.
Okay, I need a little help here.
Uh-huh.
These young people are here because they're visiting someone they know in the house.
No, sir. The lady you're seeing right now is the head in charge, and this lady is her sister, who's helping her out during the holidays.
Okay.
She
So
lost.
She's the one running the show here.
Right.
This place.
Yeah, she lost some staff, and her sister is helping out.
Close the bloody door.
Okay. Now I'm with you. Oh, it's now the full moon. By the way, gorgeous full moon the other night.
Oh, yeah.
When we see a full moon, does the UK see a full moon? Does it work like that?
That is a good question. I will type it out.
Oh, don't cry. She looked like a little bit like Precious there. Or that's not what he was called, but he always said Precious.
Mm-hmm.
Gollum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Schmeegler.
Ooh, look at that nice bench. Hmm.
Mind being surprised then?
They didn't get that at the IKEA.
He likes dropping in unannounced every so often to see if he'll catch us torturing the residents.
Leftovers from the set of The Crown.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Lady, you are awesome.
Something to take you back.
Look at her. She's so cute.
The first one's always free.
That's when she finds out she's crossed over now that she's a widow.
Take me down to the
That's right, you better be. Oh, goody, look at them.
They're having an outing.
Okay, I'm in love with this movie already. Oh, Matthew, yes, they have the sun. That's just silly.
I don't know. It's the UK. They may have a few days a year.
They got the fog. They got the bad fog. Oh, we had fog here today. Whew, did we ever?
Was it the sauerkraut festival topping?
No, we don't have that around here. No, it just came right up off the lake. That's right.
I was young. I had sex with everyone I could.
Oh, Ellie, you need to pay more attention to what people do.
They called me Pass Around Patty.
Or how they seem is what we do.
No, they just have. Shady says they just have painted sets of sunsets and things in the sun.
They've heard of it. They just share memories.
Oh, toke that doobie, lady. Yeah. It has been so long since I've had marijuana.
Maybe I should have thought of this earlier.
Matt just has to open a window.
Actually, pretty much.
I think New York State is going to get the marijuana, but it hasn't yet.
I know that they have, like pill form. There's plenty of, cannabis-based oil shops popping up around everywhere.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind just getting a big honking doobie and smoking it.
Well, you know, the kids these days, they're all into that vaping, and they have these machines that burn it into a balloon, basically.
Yeah.
Because
They have vape pens of it now that are specific strains to target different medical maladies as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, is it legal over where you are?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it has been for several years now.
Oh, and she's chewing on the cookies that were left. The special cookies.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind ingesting it that way either.
Well, some say that, you get a different effect that way.
Tommy Hash Browns is smoking pot right now.
Well, we had a discussion about Tommy's hometown. I usually call it the Great White North. But we also called it horse poop.
Horse poop?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, we called his town horse poop. And he's like, he corrected me. I forgot what he said. But it was an extrapolation on manure.
Oh, everybody's going somewhere.
I think this is a break for the holidays. They have the option of staying in the residence or going with family.
I see. I tell you, every other country understands how to do these things, and we just don't. We just don't.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, it was shortly after Prohibition where they started to criminalize, I think.
Do all the residents leave?
Yeah, a lot of things became,
I would rather
opium, Mary Jane, what do they call them?
Red Hot?
Yeah.
How about you? I go back to respect.
Banned substances, I don't know.
Contraband?
Contraband.
Okay.
That's one word for it.
But I think it was possibly after World War II or so that they started, putting it in with like the propaganda films like VD. Smoking the marijuana, it's something that only slackers and lowlifes do.
Does it really snow in the UK? Is that real?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it gets so bad in Ireland that after October or so, there's very few flights to America.
Oh, God.
And now we're in the dining room. It's the holidays.
Now,
I had a very, very bad
who had to do all the cooking?
mushrooms.
I think the sisters.
Where is she?
Probably. Unless they're wealthy enough to have a cook.
Our mother isn't very well, so Kate has gone to look after her.
Well, if Miss Harris is not here, who is?
Uh-oh.
Only me, I'm afraid.
I think she means anyone of any consequence.
Well, how long is Miss Harris going to be away for?
So it looks like there's 3 residents.
4, including Vanessa Redgrave. Mm-hmm.
No, this is not good enough. No.
Ooh.
We pay good money to be here. We don't need to put up with this.
Uh-oh. It's a riot.
One-eyed Willie.
Santa Rosa della Maria is closed for Christmas now. And Georgia is banned from Santa Rosa anyway, so she can't go anywhere.
Santa Rosa della Maria sounds like south of Sacramento.
The only way to leave here is in
It very well be.
Soup!
You can get a reasonable sports car there.
Noodle, classic vegetable, carrot or coriander
Leek soup.
potato and leek soup, pea soup, you like. You can have mutton broth, or you can have lobster bisque, oxtail soup, or you can have French onion soup. It all comes out of a tin, so it makes no difference to me. What would you like?
Brenda?
What'd she say?
Oh, it's
Look
almost...
at those little candle nubbins.
It's midnight.
It's dangerous.
And
You
it's...
shouldn't do that.
It's midnight, and it's a few days from the big day.
Tommy Hash Browns want lobster bisque.
Georgia? Hello?
Oh no, we've run out of a martini.
Oh, obviously someone.
Let's see what movie they're watching. Oh!
It's a blue bottle buzzing.
What?
A blue bottle buzzing. Can't you hear it?
That's the fridge.
As you're here, might as well get me a martini.
What the hell comes in a can so huge?
Then 4 measures of
Aquanet.
Aquanet. Get me some olives. I've run out.
The house phone is for emergencies, not bloody room service.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Plenty of ice.
Humphrey's got kicked out of the kitchen for that.
Thank you, dear. That's so...
Oh, so we know that she prefers her gin martinis and not vodka.
Oh, I think Shayeti likes that gin.
You know, we had a watch party here last year, Matt. We watched Capri with Doris Day, and hubby Billy dusted off his bartending skills and made us some martinis for the occasion.
Oh my god, that was so good. That martini was good.
Hubby,
I'm saying something. Martinis are like gasoline to me.
And hubby's grandfather belonged to a country club, and he had some mad bartending skills.
Oh dear, what are they doing?
You'd never think she'd have 2 hip replacements. She didn't have 2 hip replacements. She'd have 1 hip replacement.
These two are sisters.
At her age, you'd think she'd be more careful. Especially on wet grass. She'd do anything for attention. I love to window shop on 5th Avenue.
I like banana splits.
How about you? Whee!
Here we have the title of the film, How About You? And it was actually first covered by Judy Garland and then later Frank Sinatra.
How about... I think, yeah.
Mozart, Strauss, Mozart, Strauss. Mozart wrote Die Fledermaus. What mouse?
The Fledermaus.
By Mozart. Strauss. Mozart. Strauss. Sorry?
The Fledermaus.
It's an opera by Strauss.
Oh, I know anything about opera.
Well, neither of these.
Ah.
Bats. Stop them talking about it.
Neither do these 2 bats.
Die Fledermaus.
No, Georgia, I don't have time to get your olives.
And of course, Georgia is Vanessa Redgrave's character,
she's the one missing?
Yeah, the starlet.
She's not the one that wants to go down by the river.
Right, that one is passed on. But she has a cute little car there. I think that might be a Porsche.
Apparently, she has a suspicion of where she is. Aww. Look at that.
I like Jack Benny's jokes. To a degree. I love the car.
Now, you'll notice that the lead character is dressed sort of boyish. She is pretending to be the driver to pick her up. She didn't want to humiliate her.
How about you? I'm mad about good looks. Can't hear you. Me a thrill, holding hands in the movie show, when all the lights are low. May not be new, but I like it. 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 How about you?
Yay.
She can still please a crowd.
Oh, there you are, darling. Is my car ready?
Yes, whenever you are, Miss Summers.
She called her by her stage name.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you.
She took the glass with her.
She sure did.
I'm guessing that's how she stocks her bar at home.
Lovely.
Hey, she got in on the wrong side. Why didn't they put the steering wheels over there on that side? That's weird.
Oh, well, that's a conversation with our friend Mr. Shayetti.
Fun. That was fun.
Ah.
Oh, I miss it. I miss being young. I miss the singing and the dancing and the orchestra. I passed 3 auditions and I got into the chorus of the Kit Kat Club in Cabaret.
I bet you did.
I told you that. And before that, I was in The Sound of Music. Or did I tell you that? No, you didn't. It was long ago. Long before you were born. I miss being young. I miss it. Oh, God. I miss that life.
Shayetti says they put the steering wheel there just to be awkward.
Locked up in that nuthouse with a bloody stick.
You still look good, though. I mean, you don't look old. You don't look bad.
Piss off, Ellie.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean...
I know what you mean.
This movie is a
Everything
lovely
was good.
find,
Me
DJ.
and my friends, we all wanted to look like...
I do enjoy it.
Twiggy.
You know, I like my Marvel superhero movies as much as anybody, but this is what cinema lacks. Just good stories.
Mm-hmm. Because how often do you have a person that helps out family and learns about life through people who've already been there?
Mm-hmm. Good Lord. So that's the problem with the Shayetti. He's been listening to ABBA backwards all this time. Good Lord, Shayetti.
I know. 1 soft-boiled egg, 2 pieces of toast, butter, and tea. Marmalade on the side.
Tommy Hash Browns is never going to forgive Disney. Ever.
What was that piece of music that you played last night?
Okay.
I don't blame him.
Oh, in reference to Marvel, yes.
Would you give me a break?
I can't eat my egg without salt.
Right, you can have as much salt as you like with your
Oh, no.
breakfast at 8 o'clock. Just love it.
No, wait a
Stop it. Oh, my.
Well, I was thinking of burning the place down with them in it. That'd solve all your problems. You aren't sure, don't you?
I think she needs to, go on vacation or something.
I don't think I want to get home for Christmas. I hate Christmas.
Dear Santa.
I think this would have been her vacation if she didn't help her sister out.
Whoa, whoa. Santa, please stay away.
Oh my God, I used to love having soft-boiled eggs in one of those things. Look at that.
Oh, little holders.
Yeah.
That pipe. Or your big ugly sleigh.
Do you know why I liked it?
Why?
Because it was like the way Picard had that egg in that one scene in Star Trek The Next Generation. Oh, she's very Sansies.
But she's not wearing the eye patch anymore.
Or your boots or your
Oh, but in public she is.
It's all for attention.
Mm-hmm.
What's all this about an announcement?
I was thinking we should have Christmas dinner together. We're all going to be here for Christmas, and there's nothing we can do about it, so we might as well try and be a family. Maybe a dysfunctional family, but we're still a family, nonetheless.
I'd rather be dead than related to any of that.
So, is that the announcement?
I'm going to have my Christmas lunch in my room. Please make sure it's hot.
I'll have mine in my room. You can leave it outside my door.
Oh, now stop it all, you. Now everyone's despondent.
In the chat room, Paul Chandler Shayetti says that there's in European films there are scenes that give you a chance to catch the scenery.
The committee decided we might help make Christmas dinner tomorrow. And we made a list of what we need.
We should all go and do the shopping.
Oh, shopping, that's a good idea.
I'll stay here. No, Hazel. Mind the house.
No, please, I don't want you to be on your own.
I don't want to go.
Look, we all go or nobody goes.
Awesome. Awesome
Merry
sauce.
Christmas to you.
I was in Ireland about 5 years ago now.
That's right. You went there with your hubby and your sister?
Yes, and my dear sweet American sister ordered a hamburger in a restaurant in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
When she could have had anything else that was local fare.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. Look, here, take this.
Mind you, they also had a buffet at the time, and the hamburger was considered a special order item, so we had to wait for her item.
Oh, okay. Look, here, take this. Take this. You're gonna have to finish the shopping. Just look. Look, okay. I'm gonna meet you in there in an hour from now. Okay.
Oh,
yes. Come here.
Come here, take that. Just stay.
Well, this is like an open air market.
I don't know if that was a turkey or if it was a goose, because of course...
I don't know. It could have been one or the other.
You know, because over there, it's... I wonder if it's more common to have goose still. I'll ask Mr. Shayetti.
Lovely boys.
I know I enjoy a good goosey for Christmas.
You do not. You do not have moose. I mean goose. Moose.
Oh, don't get me started on
Moose. Is moose a expansion upon the term bear?
Well, moose is kind of a bear. No, he's a Pride 48 guy.
Well, yes, I know of that moose, but I'm just thinking, you know, instead of a muscle bear, you get a moose.
That could work.
Either way. Let's see, turkey, really. People do have goose sometimes. Shayetti doesn't believe he's ever had goose. I have had goose.
Have you seen the paintings?
Many years ago when somebody in my family shot one.
Probably just because it was mean, huh?
No, they were hunting for geese. They're very fatty. Very, very fatty.
You should have one of these.
They're having an evening out at the pub.
Once I start, I can't stop. Drank my way through.
Next on Chubb's Gone Wild.
Right.
No, at Shane's Cooties.
One day I was sitting in the office and three of my colleagues came in and suggested that I retire.
Hey, lady. You're on.
Oh, here we go.
She's a pool shark.
My room would get too full. Heather would bring them down to a dealer in town and he'd sell them.
In my life, I personally regret never taking up an instrument. I tried like 20 years ago to take up the guitar, and it was just so hard, and it wasn't easy, and I eventually gave up.
Did they do anything when you were growing up, Mix? I know in my school they tried to encourage a music ability, and they usually started off with like a type of a
plastic recorder.
Yes, a flutophone.
Yes. Oh, you called it a flutophone?
Uh-huh.
Is it a recorder?
It's my understanding it's one and the same. I think it might just be one instrument company's trademarked name for it.
Suppose.
All I want is for you and me to
Anyways, I think it's wonderful
I don't know if
to
that's
be able to sit down at a piano and play something or pick up a guitar. I think that's just amazing. And I don't care how simple it is. I mean, if you can do it, I just think it's amazing.
You know, aside from others of our hobby out there, this isn't me tooting my own horn, but I did play basically a trumpet for 8 years, and I've been wanting to get back into it.
Oh, yeah.
You're my sister. Oh?
Oh, look at her. Her whole hair is different.
Not bad at all.
Don't look bad yourself.
I never thought I'd say this. You look quite beautiful, man.
Ah.
You clean up nice.
Hair. It's nice.
I'm gonna cry.
She has her hair down, and she brought down her bar.
Oh my god.
She's quite literally spreading cheer. I actually have a grandmother clock that was handed down. We just need to get it tuned.
What kind of clock?
A grandmother.
A grandmother clock?
Yeah, the difference between a grandmother clock and a grandfather is the size and the height.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
We were always told that it was a grandfather that we had, but it's actually a grandmother.
Wait a minute. Who's this Mr. Evans? This is trouble.
He's an inspector.
That's what I thought. Aww.
So
what a nice little movie.
Yeah, we'll let the credits play. So, of course, for those of you who are listening, this was a little taste of the watch party that we like to call DJ and Toppy at the movies. It's a perk, if you would, of sort of a membership, not really, of our listeners for Matinee Minutiae. And we do this from time to time. You can follow our Facebook group and get invitations to show up and share a chat room and watch the film. And, once in a while we might grab some of the reactions here for future use. So tune in on Friday, December 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern for our discussion about this film, How About You, a 2007 film directed by Anthony Byrne. It's only 11:30 there in the UK. That's nice. We didn't keep them out past the pumpkin turning.
That was really, really good, DJ.
I'm glad you liked it.
Hello, listeners. Cuthbert the Robot here again. I hope you enjoyed the highlights of that first watch party. Apologies that we couldn't present all of it, but it was a whole film worth of time. But don't worry, there is more to come. Our second and final film this episode from Top P and DJ is from 1941 and is called Meet John Doe. It would appear that, as with our previous film, Mr. Yeti was also in the chat room when the guys held this watch party back in late December 2020. Settle back and have a listen now. Enjoy! Exclamation.
So, good evening. It is Saturday, December 19th. It's just the weekend before the big day. And it is just before 5 p.m. Eastern. We are getting together for a watch party. We call this DJ and Toppy at the Movies. So this is just an occasion to share a flick between friends. And if you're listening to the stream, you'll hear our 2 cents. So it looks like we've got the usual characters in the chat room. We can wait a couple more minutes to see if we get a additional. But you can copy and paste the invite right from the top of the page and put it anywhere you see fit. So I'm sure you can still hear me, right, sir? Okay. So can you hear me on the stream there, sir? Now that you've gone in and, hit the bells and whistles? Okay.
Yeah, you're on.
Excellent. So we have our usual cast of characters. Myself and yourself, Tommy, and my hubby Billy, and the Shy Yeti. So we've got our usual folks. And great. Mr. Shy Yeti tells me that he hears me on the stream as well, so we're live in that regard. And we're coming to you tonight in clear as crystal, black and white, as Gene Wilder's character on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Wait a minute. You might want to retract the clear as crystal. The thing is, it's not a great print.
Right.
Because no great prints exist of it that I know of.
You know, we'll pretend that we're in this worldwide pandemic where we're used to seeing it through foggy glasses. So we might have another person or two dropping by. I have invited the Duchess, but we'll see if her social calendar allows for it. Let's see. There'll only be another moment and we'll actually start this.
Yeah, so I'll just talk to the audience while you do your thing there. So this movie fell into public domain quite some time ago, and it just sort of seems to have slipped under the radar that nobody picked it up. I guess because no one owned it particularly, and nobody wanted to spend the money on it. But this is a damn nice film, and it's a shame that it has not been restored or somebody's Paul, that's a good question. He wants to know how to change his name. If you click on users above, it will show you a diagram on how to do that, and then it'll show you a pencil and you can change. But I guess that's why, I would say this is a Frank Capra movie, and I think it's right up there with It's a Wonderful Life and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. In fact, I call this movie a combination of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington and It's a Wonderful Life. So I just can't believe it hasn't been restored.
And for those of you listening, I have not seen this film before. Toppy suggested this because it has a different tone to it than most of your holiday films. This isn't directly about the holidays, but it happens to take place during that time, and it's just a nice distraction from your happy-go-lucky hat-wearing and merrymaking.
Just for my own interest and DJs, everyone in the chat room, just write in first time if this is your first time seeing it. I'm curious.
I did recently watch the more recent take on the It's a Wonderful Life film, and this is one that you and I had talked about a few years back on my other show when we talked about our favorite Christmas films, and this was the essentially remake done with Marlo Thomas, and it was called It Happened One Christmas.
I saw it, and Marlo Thomas makes it fun and interesting. It's not bad, and I remember I liked it.
I enjoyed it too, and I thought it was interesting that although it was a remake, it didn't try hard to do it scene for scene, but it was a nice homage. You could clearly see that if somebody from a younger generation saw it when it was new, maybe they wouldn't think, oh, this is an old movie.
Yeah. Well, nobody's typed in first time. So
okay, well, I will pose the question in there. So there's a few of us already in the room. If you'd like, we can go ahead and get this started.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We just lost our heads and acted like a mob.
Oopsie, this is advancing without us, so hang on. There we go.
There we go.
If I don't... Okay, so we have Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck. in the 1941 Frank Capra film, Meet John Doe.
Okay, DJ.
Uh-huh.
It might be that you're not close enough to your microphone, but you're skipping in and out.
Okay, I'm going to turn my volume down here. How is that?
Keep talking.
Okay. I shall keep talking.
No, you're still in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this has happened before, and it may just be the way it goes with doing two things at once, unfortunately. But maybe it'll get better. At least this isn't our usual method. Aw, babies! The nursery. Toppy, you seem to be quiet, according to Paul Chandler.
Alright.
So we have a man who is defacing the designation for this building, and this takes place just a couple of years after the Great Depression has ended, so we're probably repurposing the building. Here's the new bulletin, a streamlined newspaper for a streamlined era.
Just FYI, apparently you come through clear to me when there's not much sound on the movie.
Oh.
But if there's a lot of sound in the movie, you come in and out.
Now everyone has their own volume level on their screen.
Can you imagine getting fired this way?
Oh, goodness. No, not nowadays.
Some kid whistling at you.
Managing editor. Ooh, nail-biting time. Oops, the poor guy was doing his job and hit it.
Yeah, DB. Oh, just cleaning out the deadwood. Okay.
Look, Mr. Cannell, I just can't afford to be without work right now, not even for a day. I've got a mother and two kid sisters.
More good luck telegrams.
Well, you know how it is. I've just got to keep on working, see?
Sorry, sister. I was sent down here to clean house. I told you I can't use your column anymore. It's lavender and old lace. Send those other people in.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I get $30 a week. I'll take 25, 20 if necessary. I'll do anything you say.
It isn't the money. We're after circulation. What we need is fireworks. People are going to hit with sledgehammers. Start arguments.
Oh, I can do that. I know this town inside out. Oh, give me a chance,
All right,
please.
come in. Cashier's got your check.
We should, say ding, 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 ding when we
Gibbs,
hear something
Furley,
that
Cunningham,
applies
Giles.
today.
Right?
Hey, sister,
You will
don't forget to get out your
find, as
last
you
column
watch
before you
this
pick up
movie,
your check.
that this movie captures so many things that are happening right now, here, today. Ah, poor guy.
Ms. Barbara Stanwyck, the queen of the spotlight in tonight's film.
You're a couple of sticks shy in your column, man.
Big rich slob like D.B. Norton buys a paper and 40 heads are chopped off.
Did you get it, too?
Yeah. You too? Oh, Joe. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Why don't we tear the building down?
Before you do, Ann, perhaps you'd better finish this column.
Yeah, lavender and old lace. Wait, Joe. Wait. Wants fireworks, huh? Okay.
Yeah. See?
She's got her own fireworks coming. Tippity-tappity.
See, kids, this is a thing called a typewriter.
Otherwise known as a knuckle buster back then.
Below is a letter which reached my desk this morning. It's a commentary on what we laughingly call a civilized world. Dear Miss Mitchell, 4 years ago I was fired out of my job. Since then I haven't been able to get another one. At first I was sore at the state administration because it's on account of the slimy politics here we have all this unemployment. But in looking around it seems the whole world's going to pot. So in protest, I'm going to commit suicide by jumping off the City Hall roof. Signed, a disgusted American citizen, John Doe. Editor's note, if you ask this column, the wrong people are jumping off the roofs. Hey, Ann, this is the old Fakeroo, isn't it?
Never mind that, Joe. Go ahead.
So this would be kind of copycatting in a way what was going on ages before, during the fall of the stock market, people were jumping from ledges.
It was a popular thing.
And it's because of the slimy politics that we have all this unemployment here. There it is. That's D.B. Norton's opening attack on the governor.
Why, Jim, it's just a letter sent into a column.
No, I can smell it. That's Norton.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Governor.
Morning, Governor. You're rather early.
Governor, did you happen to see this in the new bulletin?
Yes.
No.
I had it served with my breakfast.
No, did you? Thinks it's D.B. Norton at work.
Of course it is.
Oh, come, Jim. That little item, D.B. Norton does things in a much bigger way.
This is his opening attack on you, Governor. Take my word for it. What did he buy a paper for? Why did he engage a high-pressure editor like Connell for? He's in the oil business. I tell you, Governor, he's after your scalp.
All right, Jim, all right. Don't burst a blood vessel. I'll look into it. Will you get me Spencer of the Daily Chronicle, please?
Yes, I saw it, Governor. If you ask me, that's a phony letter. Why, that gag has got whiskers on it.
It's fake news.
Okay, I'll get the mayor and maybe the Chamber of Commerce to go after them. Get Mayor Lovett on the phone.
Sorry, the mayor's busy on the other phone.
Yes, I know, Mrs. Brewster. It's a terrible reflection on our city. I've had a dozen calls already.
Spencer at the Chronicle.
Hold him.
Just a minute.
Yes, Mrs. Brewster. I'm listening.
I insist that this John Doe man be found and given a job at once. Now, if something isn't done about it, I'll call out the whole auxiliary. Yes, and the junior auxiliary, too. We'll hold a meeting and see that it is.
Yes, Spencer? Oh, the governor? Well, what about me? It's my building he's jumping off of, and I'm up for re-election, too. What are you doing?
He's getting an earful from one of his subscribers.
To go right past my window.
Get me Connell.
What was that?
What?
Out the window. Something just flew by.
I didn't see anything.
Well, don't stand there, you idiot. Go and look. Open the window. Oh, why did he have to pick on my building? Is there a crowd in the street?
No, sir.
Then maybe he's caught on a ledge. Look again.
Caught on the ledge.
Must have been a seagull.
A seagull? What's a seagull doing around the city hall? That's a bad omen, isn't it?
Oh, no, sir. The seagull is a lovely bird.
It's all right, Mrs. Brewster. It was just a seagull. Nothing's happened yet. No,
just a seagull.
Don't worry, Mrs. Brewster. Just leave it all to me. Spencer, I'll call you back. Hello, Connell? What are you doing? This is the mayor.
Yes, Mayor Lovett. How many times are you going to call me? I've got everybody and his brother and sister out looking for him. Did you see the box I'm running? An appeal to John Doe. Think it over, John. Life can be beautiful, says Mayor. If you need a job, apply to the editor of this paper, and so forth and so forth. Okay, Mayor, I'll let you know as soon as I have something. What? Well, pull down the blinds.
Went up to Miss Mitchell's house, boss. Boy, she's in a bad way.
Where is she?
Hey, do you know something? She supports a mother and two kids. What do you know about that?
Did you find her?
No. Her mother's awful worried about her. When she left the house, said she was going on a roaring drunk. The girl, I mean.
Go out and find her.
Sure. Hey, but the biggest thing I didn't tell you, her old man's Doc Mitchell. You know the doctor saved my mother's life and wouldn't take any money for it? You remember that. Okay, boss, I'll go and look for her.
That guy right there has been in a million things.
Holy smokes, Commissioner, you've had 24
playing
hours.
This exact same character.
Okay, Hawkshaw, grab a pencil. Here it is again. About 5'5", brown eyes, light chestnut hair.
Now, is he describing John Doe?
Pair of legs as ever walked into this office.
Her. He was.
Oh, she was missing for a moment.
Do you want to see me?
No. I've had the whole Army and Navy out searching for you because that's a game we play here every day.
I remember distinctly being fired.
That's right. But you have a piece of property that still belongs to this newspaper, and I'd like to have it.
What's that?
The letter.
What letter?
The letter from John Doe.
Oh.
The whole town's in an uproar. We've got to find him, and the letter's the only clue.
There is no letter.
We'll get a handwriting expert to... Say that again.
There's no letter. I made it up.
Oopsie.
Made it up.
Mm-hmm. You said you wanted fireworks.
Cat's out of the bag.
Don't you know there are 9 jobs waiting for this guy? 22 families want to board him free. 5 women want to marry him, and the mayor's practically ready to adopt him, and you...
Just call the morgue, boss. They said there's a girl there.
Shut up.
Ann! Say, why didn't you...
Beatty, only one thing to do, Hank. Drop the whole business quickly.
How?
Run a story. Say John Doe was in here and is sorry he wrote the letter and...
That's right. They've got it, sure. He came in here and I made him change his mind. Bulletin editor saves John Doe's life. Well, it's perfect. I'll have Ned write it up. Oh, Ned, I got a story I want you to...
Wait a minute. Listen, you great, big, wonderful genius of a newspaper man. You came down here to shoot some life into this dying paper, didn't you? Well, the whole town's curious about John Doe, and boom, just like that, you're going to bury him. There's enough circulation in that man to start a shortage in the ink market.
In what man?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
John Doe, the one I made up. Look, genius. Now look. Suppose there was a John Doe and he walked into this office. What would you do? Find him a job and forget about the whole business, I suppose, huh? Not me. I'd make a deal with him.
A deal?
Sure, when you get hold of a stunt that sells papers, you don't drop it like a hot potato. Well, this is good for at least a couple of months. You know what I'd do? Between now and, let's say, Christmas when he's going to jump, I'd run a daily on. Starting with his boyhood, his schooling, his first job. A wide-eyed youngster facing a chaotic world. The problem of the average man, of all the John Does in the world. Now, then comes the drama. He meets discouragement. He finds the world his feet of clay. His ideals crumble. So what does he do? He decides to commit suicide and protest against the state of civilization. He thinks of the river, but no, he has a better idea. The city hall. Why? Because he wants to attract attention. He wants to get a few things off his chest, and that's the only way he can get himself heard. So he writes me a letter, and I dig him up. He pours out his soul to me. And from now on, we quote, I protest by John Doe. He protests against all the evils in the world. The greed, the lust, the hate, the fear. All of man's inhumanity to man. Arguments will start. Should he commit suicide or should he not? People will write in pleading with him. But no, sir, John Doe will remain adamant. On Christmas Eve, hot or cold, he goes. See?
Very pretty. Very pretty indeed, Miss Mitchell. But would you mind telling me who goes on Christmas Eve?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
The one we hire for the job, you lunkhead.
Wait a minute. Let me get this through this lame brain of mine. Are you suggesting we go out and hire someone to say he's going to commit suicide on Christmas Eve? Is that it?
Well, you're catching on.
Who, for instance?
Anybody. Beanie'll do.
Why, sure. Who, me? Jump off a... Oh, no, any time at Christmas. I'm superstitious.
They'd get in trouble for trying to do this these days.
Miss Mitchell, do me a favor. Will you go on out and get married and have a lot of babies, but stay out of newspaper business.
Better get that story in, Hank. It's getting late.
You're supposed to be a smart guy. If it was raining $100 bills, you'd be out looking for a dime you lost someplace.
Holy smokes, wasting my time listening to this mad woman.
Look, Chief, look at the Chronicle. It's running on John Doe. They say it's a fake.
Why, the no good the... John Doe story amateur journalism. It's palpably phony. It's a wonder anyone is taking it serious. What do you think of those guys?
That's fine. Now fall right into their laps. Go ahead. Say John Doe walked in and called the whole thing off. You know what that's going to sound like on top of this.
That's all, Ned. Thank you.
All right.
Amateur journalism, huh? Why, that bunch of sophomores, I can teach them more about...
Hey, boss, get a load of this.
What?
Look.
What do they want?
They all say they wrote the John Doe letter.
Oh, they all wrote the letter.
Tell them all to wait. Look, Mr. Cannell, one of those men is your John Doe. They're desperate and will do anything for a cup of coffee. Pick one out and you can make the Chronicle eat their words.
I'm beginning to like this.
If you ask me, Hank, you're playing around with dynamite.
No. The gal's right. We can't let the Chronicle get the laugh on us. We've got to produce a John Doe now. Amateur journalism, huh? I'll show those guys.
Sure, and there's no reason for them to find out the truth either, because, naturally, I won't say anything. Would you be willing to say you wrote that letter and stick by it?
I get the idea. Yeah. Maybe.
All he knows is there's food over there.
Right? There's a sandwich.
I don't know. He don't seem like the kind of a guy that would fall in line.
When you're desperate for money, you do a lot of things, Mr. Cannell. He's our man, I tell you. He's fainted. Get the water quickly.
Hurry up, Pop.
Oh.
Right here, sit down.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
How many is that, 6?
Don't pull his finger later.
Was that an egg or a biscuit?
Yeah, it looks like a hard-boiled egg.
It is a hard-boiled
egg. Oh, no.
See, all this John Doe business is batty, if you ask me.
Well, nobody asked you.
Trying to improve the world by jumping off buildings. You couldn't improve the world if the buildings jumped on you.
Don't mind the colonel. He hates people.
He likes you well enough to stick around.
Oh, that's because we both play doohickeys. I met him in a boxcar a couple of years ago. I was fooling around with my harmonica, and he comes over and joins in. I haven't been able to shake him
He
since.
says Gary Cooper died a week after his 60th birthday.
Oh.
All right, boys, here he is.
No. You can't take pictures of him like that, eating a sandwich and with a beard.
But he's going to jump off a building.
Yes, but not because he's out of a job. That's not news. This man's going to jump as a matter of principle.
Well, maybe you're right.
We'll clean him up and put him in a hotel room under bodyguards. We'll make a mystery out of him. Did you speak to Mr. Norton?
Thinks it's terrific. Says for us to go the limit. Wants us to build a bonfire under every big shot in the state.
Oh, swell. Is that the contract?
Yeah. What's he doing here?
Friend of his. They play duets together.
Duets? But can we trust him?
Oh.
I trust him.
Oh, you trusted me. Well, that's fine. I suppose he trusts you, too.
Oh, stop worrying. He's all right.
Okay, but we don't want more than a couple of hundred people in on this thing.
Yeah.
Take it easy, John Doe.
That's Gabby Haynes.
And you start pounding that typewriter. Oh, boy, this is terrific. No responsibilities in our part, just statements from John Doe, and we can blast our heads off.
Before you pop too many buttons, don't forget to make out that check for $1,000.
Let your conscience be your guide.
Even the major leaguers don't rate an outfit like this.
Here, make yourself comfortable. Paper?
I don't read no papers, and I don't listen to radios either.
Good for you.
I know the world's received by a drunken barber, and I don't have to read it.
There you go.
I hang out at the bar and find my news the natural way.
Guys like you go on
So
to be fools.
this movie is
Guys that never had a
filled
worry.
with character
Then they got a hold of
actors
some dough
of
and went
that
goofy.
time.
The first thing that
All
happens
these
to a guy
people
like
were in
No.
5 million movies.
The first thing that happens to a guy like that, he starts wanting to go into restaurants and sit down at a table and eat salads and cupcakes and tea. Boy, what that kind of food does to your system.
Sounds like my diet right lately.
The next thing the dope wants is a room. Yes, sir, a room with steam heat. And curtains and rugs. And before you know it, he's all soft up and he can't sleep unless he has a bed.
Hey, stop worrying, Colonel. $50 ain't gonna ruin me.
I've seen plenty of fellas start out with $50 and wind up with a bank account.
Hey, what's the matter with the bank account anyway?
And let me tell you, Long John, when you become a guy with a bank account, they got you. Yes, sir, they got you.
Hello.
Ooh. He's got a little statue there. She ain't got no clothes on.
Well, well. If it isn't the man about town.
All set, Miss Anne.
Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's see, we want some action in these pictures.
Action?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
No. This man's going to jump off a roof. Here, wait a minute. Let me comb your hair.
That was provocative.
Sit down.
Let me comb your hair. Jump off the roof.
Now unbutton this collar here so I can see what you're working with.
You know, he's got a nice face, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Thank you,
Sit down, quiet egghead. No.
Hubby Billy in the chat room says he wants the statue for our bathroom.
You don't have to smell the world.
Well, all those guys in the
Never
picture
mind
stand-
those guys. All right, stand up. Now, let's see what you look like when you protest.
Against what?
Against anything, just protest.
You got me.
Oh, look, I'm the umpire, and you just cut the heart of the plate with your fast one, and I called it a ball. What would you do?
How much money do you get?
$30.
$30.
Did you hear that, folks?
Oh, he's $30.
What are you after? I mean, what do you want? A journalistic career?
Money.
She's honest.
Well, I'm glad to hear somebody admit it.
Ooh, that's a pretty roll-top desk. Back when you stubbed your toe on furniture, you had to get amputated.
I knew he had a diary. There's enough in it for 100 speeches. Things people ought to hear nowadays.
Oh, Papa's private papers.
Always help to keep your father alive for me.
You bet I will, Ma.
Wait a minute. John Doe don't want to sign no autographs.
Well, what does he do all day?
What does he do all day? He's writing out his memories.
Sorry, lady, you can't see Mr. Doe. He wants to be alone. No, he just sits around all day and commutes with himself.
Commutes.
Did you get him? You're out.
Swell. What's this, the end of the 8th?
9th.
That's sports ball talk, folks.
Hey, Beanie, there's a couple of mugs in the Chronicle snooping around out here. Come on, Angel Face.
Angel face.
Gangway. What's the score, Angel Face? 3-2 off paper. Gee, that's great.
Oh, that was Carmine's nickname for Shirley on Laverne and Shirley's Angel Face.
Hey, you got swell form there. Must have been a pretty good pitcher.
Pretty good. Yeah, I was just about ready for the major leagues when I chipped a bone in my elbow. I got it pitching a 19-inning game.
19?
Yeah. There was a major league scout there watching me, too. And he came down after a game with a contract. You know what? I couldn't lift my arm to sign it. I'll be okay, though, as soon as I get it fixed up.
It's too bad.
What do you mean, too bad?
Huh? Oh, that you'll never be able to play again.
What are you talking about? I just told you I was going to get...
Well, you know how they are in baseball if a guy's mixed up in a racket.
Racket? What do you mean?
A racket?
Well, I was just thinking about this John Doe business.
Oh.
Where as soon as it comes out it's all a fake, you'll be washed up in baseball,
This
won't
guy
you?
is a mole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kenneth Fry speaking for the New Bulletin. Tonight we give you something entirely new and different. Standing beside me is the young man who has declared publicly that on Christmas Eve he intends to commit suicide, giving as his reason, quote, "I protest against the state of civilization," end quote. Ladies and gentlemen, the New Bulletin takes pleasure in presenting the man who is fast becoming the most talked of person in the whole country, John Doe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man you all know as John Doe. I took that name because it seems to describe the average man. And that's me. And that's me. Well, it was me before I said I was going to jump off the city hall roof at midnight on Christmas Eve. Now I guess I'm not average anymore. Now I'm getting all sorts of attention. From big shots, too.
We've been double-crossed.
The mayor and the governor, for instance. They don't like those articles I've been writing.
You're an imposter, young fellow. That's a pack of lies you're telling. Who wrote that speech for you? Benny, get that gun. Hey,
Spencer. Ladies and gentlemen, the disturbance you just heard was caused by someone in the audience who tried to heckle Mr. Doe. The speech will continue.
Well, people like the governor and that fella there can stop worrying. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about us. The average guys, the John Does. If anybody should ask you what the average John Doe is like, you couldn't tell him because he's 1,000,001 things. He's Mr. Big and Mr. Small. He's simple and he's wise. He's inherently honest, but he's got a streak of larceny in his heart. He seldom walks up to a public telephone without shoving his finger into the slot to see if somebody left a nickel there.
The classic under the bridge scene.
I knew you'd wake up sooner or later. Boy, am I glad we got out of that mess.
I had the $5,000 sewed up. Could have been on my way to old Doc Brown.
See, that's the shame of it all. If this had been a restored
You're a pitcher,
print,
John, she says. Now, go in there and pitch.
First shot there, I mean, it would have been beautiful.
He lot just like the rest of us.
It's
Lucky he got
just
away.
a murky mess right
What was
now.
I doing up there making a speech anyway? Me, huh? Jeez, the more I think about it, the more I could...
Tear down all the fences. Why, if you tore one picket off of your neighbor's fence, he'd sue you.
$5,000 had it right in my hand.
What do you mean he ran away? We'll go after him, find him. That man is terrific.
He's selling my papers.
I'm sitting. I don't see any sense in you jumping off any building.
Now, a lot of the principles that they're talking about in this film seem to be the charters, the foundations of a lot of the groups like the Rotary and the United Way, and I know of one that's called, I think, the Optimists.
Yeah. It's just people on a community level taking an interest in each other, hearing each other, and breaking the walls down and creating opportunities for themselves.
You know, concepts that we used to call being a pillar of the community. You're providing a support structure. You're creating, you know, a system.
I don't get it. Look, all those swell people think I'm going to jump off a building or something. I never had any such idea.
It's a key point of this
Be a mighty
movie.
fine example himself to go around telling other people how to. Say, look, what happened the other night was on account of Miss Mitchell here. She wrote the stuff.
Don't you see what a wonderful thing this can be? But we need you, John.
You're hooked. I can see that right now. They got you. Well, I'm through. For 3 years, I've been trying to get you up to the Columbia River country. First it was your glass arm, then it was the radio, and now it's the John Doe clubs. Well, I ain't waiting another minute.
As nice as all this seems, there's deception
Gangway,
here.
you helots!
And that's because
Hey, Colonel, wait a minute.
all parties, they all use deception.
I want you
all of
personally to
them.
go along with John Doe and Miss Mitchell and handle the press and the radio.
Me?
Yes, I don't want to take any chances. And Johnson,
He was sort of their scapegoat.
they'll be sure. Right.
Gary
Only
Cooper
8 flags up there.
said,
I want to see that
I
map
never had
covered
any
before we
intention of killing myself. But that's the story they're pushing, and it's deceptive. And they're making it okay to deceive people.
Yeah, of course, certainly nowadays, they couldn't even approach something like this because allowing it to be printed would be to, incite copycats.
Well, all I'm saying is, I don't care what party you belong to, deception is part of the game.
Right.
They are, Norton, the people. Try and lick that.
Ah, the infamous Stock Bell scene. Ooh, here we have the cast. Who swept the floor?
I'm sorry, the colonel was Walter Brennan, not Gabby Hayes. Jesus.
Oh, Jean Lockhart. Wonder if it's any relation to June.
I don't know.
We got Angel Face as Warren Heimer. And Mitchell Lewis, Vaughn Glazer.
Well, I feel stupid for saying Gabby Hayes so much.
Well, that's okay. It was
Walter Brennan.
better than my guess. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. That was the 1941 Frank Capra film Meet John Doe with Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck. And hope that you guys are having a safe and happy holiday season. And we'll be returning with more episodes of Matinee Minutiae after the new year. We're going to be putting together a little special show for you. But I also thought we might try and dig up another watch party, maybe just the day after New Year's. I'm working on it. I've got an old disc or two I might dust off.
Well, listeners, that's pretty much all we've got time for this episode. I'd like to thank Toppy and DJ for allowing me to use all this material from their Matinee Minutiae watch parties, which, yes, in typical Charlotte podcast style, they were talking about sort of films set around Christmas time, and I'm releasing this in the summer. So, yeah, that's pretty standard, I think. But when I chose those files, I forgot that I was actually in the chat room when they did these two films. So, yes. So I can attest that they were definitely films worth watching. And of course, the two films, one from 1941 and one from 2007. So, worlds apart. Anyway, we do have a couple of other files that I've been gifted by Toppy and DJ. So I'm going to keep those for a rainy day. So we will be having more from Matinee Minutiae in the future. And I'm also hoping to talk to the guys about the third season of their show, which is coming to an end, as I think I said in the start, sometime in the next few weeks. But anyway, so yeah, more from DJ and Toppy soon. But anyway, yes, we are running out of time. So thanks to you all for listening. I hope this introduced you to some films that you didn't know. And, we have plenty of episodes in store for you. There may even be one more episode released this month, June 2021. But, I'll see. I'll get editing. So I will speak to you soon. You take care, but I will say goodbye for now. Okay, bye-bye for now. Hello again, listeners. Before we go, I actually have something to share with you. Something that Toppy Smelly sent me. Something that he and his team from the Smellcast recorded briefly just the other day. Now, I'll explain what it is, then we'll play the end theme music, and then I'll play the clip before we actually go. So, do you remember, well, it was at the start of this month, we did that whole intergalactic quiz with Ryan up in space, yeah. I was just reading the questions, but Yeti Uncle John, Cromitty and Ryan took part and actually won. It was a real team effort, but Ryan was the one who had to answer the last question. So, yeah, a lot of credit goes to him. But anyway, that quiz, because there was, all sorts of, I mean, we never met the different teams, of course, but it wasn't broadcast live because I think that would have just been far too complicated. But it has been broadcast in the last week or two, I believe. I actually missed the transmission, so I have to catch up with it. But Toppy and the Smellcast gang were a little bit in advance of us, and they actually saw it when it was broadcast. And Toppy recorded a little bit. He was very excited that we were doing the quiz, and so the theme music. I can hear the theme music. So after this, I'm just going to play the little clip that they sent. So okay. But to be continued.
I gotta go now. Bye. Gotta go. Bye.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh dear, what's going on now? Oh, it's the Shy Life podcast.
Let's go.
I have a voice. I have a voice.
You have a voice.
You have a voice. We have a voice.
We have a voice.
Unique voices in podcasting.
UnivazPods.net.
Okay, listeners, this is what Toppy sent me just the other day.
Really gathering.
Exciting. Now, Toppy, how did you know about this? Paul sent me a link.
Okay, well, this better be good.
Why? What else do you got to do?
I could be out cruising for guys, Toppy.
Oh, yeah, right. Where's the popcorn? Oh, I got it right here.
Well, at least there's popcorn.
Yeah. So this is going to be really exciting. This is a high-stakes intergalactic quiz.
Yeah.
Oh, how exciting, Toppy. Paul Chandler's the quiz master.
How the hell did he get that?
I'm not certain. Anyways, this is going to be very exciting.
Who else is participating in this?
Yeah, do we know the contestants or not?
Yes, that's what's so exciting about this. Look, the folks from the Shy Life podcast are the contestants, or at least, the Earth contingent. Anyways, of course, that's who we're rooting for, right?
Earth? Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yes, we're rooting for Earth.
Wait. Did you say intergalactic?
Yes.
Oh, no. Does that mean there's going to be whack job aliens involved in this contest?
Yes, from all over the galaxy. That's why they call it intergalactic, dear.
Yeah, I get it. But does this mean there's going to be subtitles?
No, I don't know.
Toppy?
I don't know. I suppose. I mean, if there's lots of languages involved. Yes, there's probably going to be subtitles.
Oh my God, I hate reading subtitles.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, just to deal with it, Sassy.
Anyways, so over there at the Shy Life podcast, we've got Cromedy. You know Cromedy.
Mad scientist.
Laboratory nerd.
Yeah. Also participating from the Shy Life podcast is Yeti Uncle John.
All around past a nerd.
A lovely man.
And finally, a new guy they got over there at the Shy Life podcast. His name's Ryan. He's from Canada, and he works at the comic book store. Can you imagine?
Oh, how fun, dear.
So anyways, we're pinning our hopes on them.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay, says.
Good luck to Ryan, Yeti Uncle John, and that dear Cromedy.
Go Earth.
Go Earth is the highest point in which English National Park? Oh, blimey. We can't say it's not British now or English now, can we? Well, I've never heard of it. Dunkery Beacon. I hope you enjoyed that. Yes, I bet they were cheering along. Some listeners are probably cheering on football around now, but my pals from the Smellcast are cheering us on in the quiz leagues. So there you go. Okay, thanks for listening. All right, bye-bye for now. Bye now.
I don't know, but sometimes this show is really weird.
Oh, yeah. That's perfectly normal. On the Shy Life podcast, perfectly normal.
I'm gonna say goodnight, Marity Lump. 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 I'm gonna say goodnight.
Thanks for being here, Shy Yeti.